Tonight, 300,000 people in West Virginia are being told to stay away from their tap water, not to use it for anything, cooking, bathing, washing, anything at all. A chemical spill in the Elk River may have contaminated the drinking water. A federal investigation has been launched into how this happened.
Nearly a week after a storage tank at a Freedom Industries site leaked chemicals into the Elk River, the chemical which is used to process coal leaked near the biggest water treatment plant in the state.
The chemical began leaking from a hole in a storage tank in the facility behind me. The Department of Environmental Protection is still trying to figure out how that hole got there and exactly how much of the material has leaked out. Some reports have said as much as 5,000 gallons has leaked into the water.
This was not a coal company. This was a chemical supplier that where the leak occurred. You know, as far as I know, there was no coal mines within miles of this particular incident.
And another big story now, a new and unsettling twist in the story of all those Americans with contaminated water in their homes in West Virginia. Thousands have been told the tap water is once again safe. But tonight, a new warning, pregnant women should not drink it, raising the question, what's the truth about what's in the water?
The water is out. There is no water. Do not use your water.
I was live on the air when the governor's first tweet went out basically announcing that this had happened.
When we don't have water, it creates a serious situation.
I was with Spencer Adkins, our chief meteorologist, on the air, and he had wrapped up his forecast, and I said, Spencer, we need to let people know we've just received this information from the governor's office. It's a do not use the water order for a number of counties in our viewing area. We're still working to get some more information to find out exactly what this means for you. Stay with us. We'll be giving you more information as we get it, both here on the air, online, and via Twitter and our Facebook page.
On Twitter during the water crisis, it truly was the 7 stages of grief because no one knew how to react. And your gut check when the systems that you rely on every day fail is panic because you have to take care of that basic need first. And I think that with the advent of everyone having a voice to express anything that they want at any time, you get a lot of misinformation with that panic.
Water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia. And certainly some of its most remarkable places are its rivers. When we think about places like the New River or the Gauley River or the Cranberry River. And then when we couple that with some of the major river systems like the Monongahela River and the Kanawha River, places where historic conduits of coal and steel and major economic drivers in terms of industry development along the canal. So rivers are a huge component of the West Virginia landscape.
The atmosphere in Charleston, as far as people who did not have direct access to well water or other immediately available supplies, but was mixed. I've never, ever seen the community of West Virginia come together in a way that people did during the water crisis.
I distinctly remember when the do not use bans were lifted, people were able to flush their pipes, and we were explaining to people, this is the process that we've been told, this is the multi-step process you go through to flush out your pipes. But there were all these residual questions. Will any of the MCHM stay in my pipes? Will it cling to the metal? And what about my hot water heater? And no matter how many times we would explain the process as it had been explained to us, viewers weren't believing what they were hearing and what they were seeing. Because there had been that confusion in the beginning, and because there had been some mixed messaging early on and then throughout the rest of the process. And when that trust is broken, it's very difficult to regain that. And that was the biggest problem I think we faced, not only during the crisis, but months and months and months after.
As a direct result of the chemical spill into the water system in Charleston, that there was a trust broken that may never be repaired. I think that even today, there are a percentage of families in West Virginia and Charleston that do not trust this water system, and they don't want to do anything with it.
Even once the water was turned on, people didn't believe the water was safe. There are some who live in parts of those 9 counties in southern West Virginia who still don't believe their water is safe. They won't drink it, they won't bathe in it, they won't cook with it. They've gone to drilling their own wells or collecting rainwater or buying bottled water.
It's like a dish. You know, if you take a dish and you throw that on the ground and it shatters, even if you reassemble the pieces well, it's still just not going to be the same. And that is how I believe the public views the water system in Charleston at this point.
But that's beginning to fade for most. And I think that now that we're, almost 2 years from the initial event, Charleston and the surrounding areas, it's not at the forefront of everyone's mind anymore, but I do think that it's in the back of everyone's mind every day. And I think it's going to be in the back of everyone's mind for a long time.